All right, so I'm happy to report I am no longer overweight on the back axle. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's the start of day 4. Yesterday, day 3, which is really only the second day of heavy driving. I got 576 miles in, so that was a pretty good haul for an RV day. But it was raining and snowing so much, I figured I might as well just keep driving. So hopefully I can get some dry days ahead of me now. So because I continue to see a little bit of leaking coming in through the wheel well under the slide out, I'm now, during the day, I'm just putting a couple of these towels out and this sheet all the way into there. And the reality is I've seen barely any dampness on here, but there has been a little bit of dampness on these. By the morning, they were all pretty much dried and wicked dry in the shower. So this is the middle ground right now. It's manageable considering how much rain I went through. I can't imagine going through much more rain than I already have. So I think I've hit peak leak. I think we'll call it peak leak. This is the Central Valley of California. So behind me is Highway 5 and the Central Valley of California. It's the breadbasket, really the agricultural center of California. An immense amount of agriculture comes out of here. A lot of water gets diverted here, but it's basically a desert that's been irrigated. I'm just south of the San Francisco Bay Area. This is a rest area that when I lived in the Bay Area, I would stop at almost every time I would leave work Friday night to head to LA with my RV. So I'm very familiar with this rest area. There's also a lot of crop dusting going on behind me, so it's a little loud. And a freeway behind me, and so it's a little loud. Anyway, you can see all the trucks here. I'm parked right there. It is a little loud parking near the trucks, but I'm often running my generator at night, even though it's on eco mode, so it's quiet. But that means that I'm not bothering anyone else either, and that's important to me. I don't really care about the whir of the truck, the occasional hiss of the air brakes releasing. That kind of sucks sometimes, but whatever. I sleep pretty well at rest areas. It's also a fairly safe place to stay versus the dirt lots alongside the freeway in the middle of nowhere. On day 1, I just drove 40, 50 miles across the border so I could get settled into Bellingham, Washington to get ready. 2 was going between Bellingham and Harrisburg, Oregon is where I stopped. That was 50 miles or something around there. But today I got all the way down to here, which was 576 miles. That's a lot of driving. I'm probably gonna do a normal day today and a light day tomorrow, and then I'll be in Hurricane, which is time for the off-road wrecker games. The next stop I'm gonna make is in a town very close to here called Los Banos, and which has, by the way, the best tacos in California. All right, so we're recording. One more thing about parking in truck stops and rest areas where the trucks are. But when it's the dry months, I strongly recommend you think twice about parking in the truck parking in Southern California, in the hotter, drier parts of the Southwest. In the wetter parts of the country, it's not so big of a deal. The fact that it just rains so crazily in California means I'm okay doing it here. How do I say this bluntly? This is much like the pee bottles. Men are gross. So what happens is they dump out those pee bottles and they dump them out right here. So another thing I do when I'm at these spots is I make extra care not to wear my shoes inside. I take them off at the doorway and walk in. It's gross. I don't know what to say. When it's dry, normally what I'll do is I'll just go over to the auto area, because at night it's fairly empty, and I'll just pull into the car area. I'm an RV, so you get away with murder. No one's gonna knock on your door because you're parked in the auto area, at least not here in the West. So if you're bringing your RV into a rest area, you might want to just think about going over to the auto area where it's much cleaner. Yeah. Hey everyone, about to pull out of the rest area here on the start of day 4. Hey Lizzie. Start of day 4 of the RV trip. Why the heck am I going to go to Los Banos? Which I think if you say Los Banos is like the bathroom, right? I don't know what Los Banos means versus Los Banos. Banos. I'm sure someone out there who speaks Spanish can clear it up for me. I always thought it was kind of funny. It's like, is this really called the bathrooms? I must be misunderstanding without the tilde above the N what Banos means. Sunglasses on because it is a bright morning here in the Central Valley of California. It's one of my favorite places to RV for no really good reason other than it's empty and I can kind of do what I want where I want and no one generally cares. As long as you're, being proper and legal. Like, you can park where you want, do what you want, take the dogs off leash, throw the ball around. No one cares out here. Again, it's the agricultural Central Valley of California. All right, going to tow mode here. We're all ready to roll out of this. Here we go. Let's get out of this rest area and talk about Los Banos. Los Banos is an interesting stop along Highway 5 just south of the Bay Area. I wanted to highlight this because if you're doing a Highway 5 journey, this is an absolutely great place to resupply. And there's 3 reasons. There's 3 reasons I like to go to Los Banos. One is it has the best tacos in California that I've ever had. And I know there's probably other places people will disagree, but there's a place called Rodeo Tacos in Los Banos where they make their own tortillas, they make their own chorizo fresh. So when you order a chorizo taco, you don't get some, red dyed ground meat of some unknown origin coming out of a sausage tube. Instead, you get this fine ground meat that's been hand cut, mixed with onions. It's just like a whole nother deal. I didn't even know you could call that chorizo. It's the best chorizo I've ever had. They're the best tacos I've ever had. And so when we would drive down to LA from San Francisco, we would always stop off at Los Banos to supply up. Yes, with tacos, that was to eat right then and there. But there's also a second place there called Hog City Barbecue. And again, it's weird to say, but in this podunk little town in the middle of Central Valley is what I think is some of the best barbecue in California. And I've been to Santa Maria, which is like the barbecue capital of California, and I've certainly sampled barbecue from San Diego to, Redding, California. But this is the best. And it's a couple there that owns it. The guy's out there every day smoking his meats early in the morning, getting it ready. Unfortunately, it's 7:40 in the morning, so there's no chance that I could go get some barbecue today. Those 2 places are the main reason why I go through Los Banos. And the third reason is Highway 5 is a diagonal as you head down to LA. If you look on the map, you'll notice it's a slant. It's a straight line, but it's a slanted straight line. As you go down to Los Banos, you can turn left off the slanted line and head east a bit. Go do all the errands you need. There's also a full Walmart Supercenter, 2 Starbucks, some great classic California donut shops if you just want to eat some donuts. It just kind of has everything you need for a road trip to resupply. It has cheap gas because it's off of Highway 5. It's got a local community that it's trying to serve of migrants and just lower income families. So it's not an expensive place to visit at all. And it's a great place to just supply up. If you need to hit up a dollar store, anything like that, this is the place to go. If you're traversing north and south of California, you're undoubtedly driving along Highway 5 at some point. And I will just highlight that Los Banos is the place to stop. Again, there's nothing fancy about it. It does have kind of a cool irrigation canal that's turned into a nice windy river through the center of town. They've done a lot of work to try to make it a pleasant little town, but it's nothing really to write home about. But man, it's super convenient. And as you go east, you basically can hit up all the stops you need, from Walmart to Starbucks to Hog City Barbecue, where we would normally load up the RV fridge with a bunch of meats, and then we would get some tacos, have some tacos, and then right there at Rodeo Taco, you head south. And then you line up with Highway 5 again, and you've met up with Highway 5 some odd miles down the road from where you got off.
So that third thing is that you don't have to backtrack to go hit up all of these items. It's not exactly a frontage road running alongside the freeway. That would be most convenient. But you can dogleg off of the freeway and back onto it because it's a slant. And you know, potentially you're, you know, a triangle between this route and between the Highway 5 and then I think it's Highway 58, and then just some road that takes you back down to Highway 5.
Well, everyone, since I got ahead of schedule, I decided to treat myself to stop in Bakersfield. Not that Bakersfield is a place to treat yourself, but I happen to know about this RV park. This is called the River Run RV Park. They've got propane, they've got a pool, they have nice facilities, nice green grass. It's right on the edge of this river here that is really only a river when there's rain. It's one of those Southern California dry rivers otherwise. It is next to the freeway, although I've never had a space over there. I'm always tucked down away from the freeway. Bakersfield can be a little sketch. You can't just roll into any old RV park. This one is fairly secluded, and I've always felt it's pretty safe. I've stayed here before for a few days or a week at a time. I used to store my RV here in Bakersfield when I first moved to Vancouver. So I'm familiar with the area. It's a good place to settle in for a minute. And one of the things I got to do is figure out how to go wash the trailer. I'm going to go scope out a car wash and see whether or not that'll be easier than me washing it here on site. You can see here, it picked up a lot of that road grime, that stuff that all the salt trucks were putting on the road. The combination of dirt and salt has just gotten in everything. All my hinges, they make noise when I open it. Really got messed up. So finally put on the last of my RVing with Joe stickers. So I've got these on the vehicle now. Hopefully pick up a few subscribers that way. Got a few people asking me about this trailer. They definitely haven't seen it before. And I saw my first one on the road, but it was just driving by while I was at a rest area, so I didn't really get a chance to look at it. But I saw it go by. I was like, there's an Ember. There we go. RVing with Joe. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go scope out some place to wash this truck and trailer, and I'm going to come home and make some dinner. Okay, the RV is very dirty. So, I absolutely hate being on the roof. It is not my comfort zone at all. And the fact that the roof is slightly slanted only adds to the anxiety of being on the roof. Just don't like it. Especially when I'm on vacation in the States, where I don't necessarily have my Canadian health care to protect me. You know, I'm not sure if it's picking it up, but you can see a little bit of steam coming off of the water. That's called evaporation to those of you in the Northwest. That's what happens when water hits the air here. It dries and it goes into the air as vapor. Crazy talk, I know. Is that good? Are you sure? The back axle's on the yellow line. Okay, that didn't work. That kind of sucks. What a waste of money. That doesn't make any sense. That was lame. She told me I had to pull forward until I had the trailer on the... It just didn't make sense. That woman didn't know what she was doing.
She refused to cooperate, so I didn't get a weight, and I just wasted $13. Yay, cat scale. Hashtag great job, guys. Great job. All right, so I'm happy to report that I went to a different cat scale, spent another $13, and got the exact answer I was looking for. I am no longer overweight on the back axle. So I just need to do a little bit of tweaking. I'm likely going to get rid of the couch. I'll see what else I can do to reduce the footprint of the weight, right? The weight footprint of the trailer. So I'm no longer overweight on the trailer. Good to hear.